Ever wonder about that friend who's on social media but never ever posts anything? They might scroll, they might even like a photo or two, but their own feed is a ghost town. It's easy to assume they're just not interested, or maybe they're just lurkers. But the reality is far more fascinating. There's a deep and compelling psychology behind their silence, and it reveals a lot about their values, their confidence, and how they choose to experience the world. So what's really going on in the minds of these social media non-posters? Today, we're diving deep into the 10 key psychological traits that define them. This isn't about judging anyone's social media habits. It's about understanding a different and often very intentional way of navigating our hyper-connected world. You might even recognize a bit of yourself in what we uncover. Let's get started. First and foremost, let's talk about privacy. For people who don't post, privacy isn't just a setting on an app. It's a core value. They have a powerful need for autonomy and a conscious desire to protect their personal boundaries. Think about it. Every post is a piece of your life given away to a massive, often unpredictable audience. Non-posters cherish their private experiences. A beautiful sunset, a delicious meal, a special moment with a loved one. These things are valuable because they are lived, not because they are shared. They don't feel the need to broadcast their lives for public consumption. Their joy isn't diminished if it isn't documented online. In fact, for them, keeping it private is what makes it sacred and truly their own. This leads us directly to our second point, a powerful sense of intrinsic self-worth. In a world driven by likes, comments, and shares, it's easy to tie our self-esteem to these external metrics. We get a rush from a post that does well and feel a sting when it doesn't. People who don't post, however, tend to have a different source of validation, themselves. Their self-worth is built from the inside out. It comes from personal achievements, living by their values, nurturing their skills, and reaching their own goals. They don't need 100 likes to feel good about a new hobby they've picked up or a project they've completed. Their confidence is self-sustaining, independent of the digital applause meter. They are the arbiters of their own success and happiness, which is an incredibly empowering position to be in. The third key trait is the ability to set strong, clear boundaries. Non-posters are masters of digital self-preservation. They are incredibly deliberate about what they share, if they share anything at all. They understand that every piece of information put online opens them up to opinions, advice, and sometimes unwarranted criticism and judgment. By setting a firm line between their personal life and the public platform, they maintain control over their narrative and their emotional well-being. This isn't about being secretive, it's about being selective. They choose who gets access to their thoughts, their experiences, and their vulnerabilities. This intentional boundary setting is a form of self-respect, protecting their mental space from the noise and chaos that can often define online interactions. Our fourth point is a big one, a reduced exposure to social comparison. Social media is often called a highlight reel, and for good reason. We see curated, filtered, and perfected versions of everyone else's lives. The exotic vacations, the job promotions, the perfect relationships. This constant stream of perfection can be toxic. It triggers a psychological phenomenon called social comparison, where we measure our own messy, real life behind the scenes against everyone else's polished highlights. This can lead to feelings of inadequacy, envy, and dissatisfaction. By not actively participating in this content loop, non-posters naturally shield themselves from the worst of it. They spend less time measuring their life against others and more time living it, which is a powerful way to protect their mental health and overall happiness. This brings us to our fifth psychological point, an increased sense of mindfulness. When you're not preoccupied with capturing the perfect photo or crafting the wittiest caption, you have a greater capacity to simply be present. People who don't post often prioritize living in the moment rather than documenting it. They experience events with their full attention, soaking in the sights, sounds, and feelings without the filter of a smartphone screen. This leads to a deeper, richer enjoyment of their experiences. And interestingly, research suggests that this focused attention can actually lead to stronger, more vivid memories. They're not just seeing the world, they are truly experiencing it, creating memories that are etched in their minds, not just stored on a cloud server. Number 6 is a preference for genuine, high-quality connections. Social media allows us to collect hundreds, even thousands, of friends or followers. But how many of these connections are truly meaningful? Non-posters often question the value of these superficial, wide-net relationships. They tend to prioritize depth over breadth. They invest their social energy in a smaller circle of people, focusing on building authentic, supportive relationships through face-to-face interactions, long phone calls, and shared real-world experiences. For them, true connection isn't about a like or a comment. It's about showing up for someone, having a meaningful conversation, and building a bond based on mutual trust and understanding. They trade the illusion of mass connection for the reality of a few profound ones. So, the next time you notice someone's silent social media profile, you'll know there's likely a rich, intentional world happening behind the screen. It's a world built on privacy, internal validation, mindfulness, and deep, genuine connection. Their silence isn't empty, it's full of purpose. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into the psychology of non-posters.